That's why you're blocked. Blocked.
That's why you're blocked. You're listening to That's Why You're Blocked podcast.
And we are back. We're live. Welcome back. I'm Carson Bailey.
I'm Chanel Shots.
And this is why That's Why You're Blocked podcast. That was a mouthful. But hey, y'all, hey. And we've got our guest back. And we're so excited for her to be back. Our main bitch, Kennedy.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
Wait, which one's the round of applause? Nope. Nope.
I think
Nope.
we can.
Yep. Found it. Yay. We have found it. Give my bitch applause.
Hi, I'm glad to be back. It's been a while.
It has been.
A good 9 months.
We're getting better with our consistency. Episode 22 did real numbers. For some reason, we still haven't found out.
Well,
So-
shout out to that one listener that sent it to their cousin on Love and Hip Hop, or Love and Hip Hop's audition.
Or whoever put it on a Reddit thread. We love you.
Yes, because it's been doing like numbers. I think at one point it was over half the downloads we had for
Yeah,
this
we've
one
over-
episode.
I was like, I guess we can talk about it. We've over 5,000 downloads, and that episode alone has about 3.
Yeah,
We were doing really good, and that just jumped.
Let's continue to share.
So, like,
please.
do it again.
Yes.
Let that bitch like a jump.
Send it to your friends, all of that.
Jumping. Yeah, so. All right, so what have you been up to?
Still been working through this pandemic, much to my demise.
Sure.
Would have preferred not to be,
Mm-hmm.
but what can you say? All I can say is I feel like because of the pandemic, now that people are going out and being more social, I feel like they all forgot how to talk to people, and they real slick at the mouth.
Ooh, that's probably
Real
a
slick
real
at the
thing.
mouth. They forgot how to talk to people, and people are real short, and they about to get it back.
Chile. Okay. Well, there's one thing that I was interested in your storyline, Kennedy, last time you were here. You discussed a certain coworker situation. Remind us what that was, and
Okay.
let's give the updates.
Okay. So the last time I was
Smooth.
here, that was real smooth. Love that.
Transitions. I'm gonna get transitions.
Top tier.
I got the paper right here. I'm gonna keep us on track.
So the last time I was here, we discussed how a coworker of mine like propositioned me to be her husband's second wife. Like legit, we were at a park. It was her going away party, and she just like, her husband was just like, yeah, you two seem to be getting along. Like, you should join our family.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then he was just like, think on that. Let her know. And then like he went back to the grill.
Wow.
Could he grill at least?
I feel like that's a little too casual.
It was way too casual, and I was like, oh, that's funny. And then she was like, no, he's serious. That's not a joke.
Has she shared before with you that they're poly or that they're open?
No, not before, but at that table. Then she was just like, like that's a part of where we're from. Like,
Where are they from?
I think Cameroon, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
I'm not 100%.
Is more.
So she was just like, yeah, like,
women with more than one man.
Yes, then I will know it truly works.
Run that back. Run that back,
but
please.
she was serious, and so serious that recently when she came back to the job to like visit the staff, she was like, have you thought about it? The offer's still on the table.
Girl, bitch.
How old were they again? If you don't take your
Actually, she is in her 30s. I think she's like 33. And then her husband, though, he is like 55.
Not the grandfather.
get your AARP
Yeah, so-
card, oil carrying ass away from me.
I was
in
taken
those
aback.
Situations, the milk is spoiled. My kid gonna come out looking 30. Like, what's her name from Real Housewives of Potomac? That baby's come out looking 35.
Benjamin Button syndrome.
What's her name? Ashley. That old ass white girl.
That baby looked just like an old ass white man.
And he not even 2.
That's really unfortunate.
Not the babies. Come on, y'all. Get the baby some time. He may grow into his face.
He will. But right now,
He's giving
it's not
tax
it.
accountant.
Oh.
Chile.
My man works in accounting at the law firm. That's what it's giving.
All right. Well, I'm getting good with these transitions. So speaking of women that got you fucked up, what about some men that have got us fucked up recently?
I'll go last.
Yeah,
because-
we'll go last because Carson is going to parlay into the shit that came through our phone. So, Kenny, why don't you go first? Why don't you start us off with your sugar baby DMs?
Thank you.
I wish you guys could see some of this. The faces. It's the face for me.
I don't know what is up with my Instagram, but something with the way that it is formatted is screaming out to these sugar daddy scammers. I don't know if it's what about my page is like, she's the one. I'm going to get something off her, but I
Maybe
can
look
literally
like
tell
got
you.
money.
I don't see how. I post maybe like once every couple months.
That's how they know you got money. You be working. You're not on Instagram.
You know what's really funny is I heard that was a green flag for women who don't post a lot, because she's out like living her life actually, or
somebody said, yeah, I didn't think you were real because you don't have a whole bunch of followers. But
interesting.
yeah, none of us really post
A lot.
Yeah,
No. I only post to my story when I go out somewhere, and even
Yeah.
then,
maybe.
yeah.
don't
I
do
feel
it
like
all
out
the
of
time.
all of us, Chanel, you probably post the most on your story.
Yeah.
And
probably.
then I think it's me. I think I post the most out of the three of us.
Yeah.
For pictures,
Yeah,
you
for
do.
pictures.
Yeah, you do.
And that's still like every 4 or 5, 6
Okay.
months. And that's
I'm a birthday type hoe.
I don't take good pictures, but when I do, y'all gonna see it 7 times. So that's fine.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, these sugar daddies, and I think they have like a whole format, right?
I was gonna say I have
So they
one.
come, they are pretty standard. They come in real, hello my sweet
baby.
baby girl, you are so beautiful. Like I want you to be my sugar baby. Have you heard of this before?
Someone asked me the same thing. Have you heard of this before? Like, where do you think I live?
Yeah,
In
like-
2021, yes, I've heard of a sugar baby.
And he literally was just like, oh, but don't stress yourself. Don't worry. It's not a scam. I want to
It's
treat
not
you
a
right.
scam.
Literally, the words exactly. This is not a scam. Like, I'm legit.
Uh-huh.
We're in the message.
The last one I got, I told them because I got one sort of recently, and I was like, I don't want your money. I want you. And they were like, really?
Oh, you like to play with them.
A little bit.
The last one I said I did not know what it was, so he explained to me what the sugar. And I think this was the beginning of June. This is like I'm getting ready to go into surgery, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a really reflective girl summer. So I like outlined like 3 reasons for him why I did not want a sugar daddy, and I was like, look, I'm trying to make some
Oh, wow.
financial moves. I gave him a test. Like, I'm trying to make some financial moves, and I don't want a sugar baby. I want to be an adult.
And what did he say?
And I realized I fumbled the bag. He said, okay.
Did you fumble the bag? Because it might have been a scammer.
I mean, even if they're sending you money, you gonna ruin your Cash App because like niggas are some people.
They get your information, like,
Not even that. Like people are banned from Cash App because people
Yeah.
like sent them money.
because they're using it as like a laundering
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah, so because that person, he was like, you got screenshots of, I guess,
Yeah.
showing that
Yes.
people have sent him money, or
he sent people money and was like, oh, thank you, my sweet. And it's just really crazy.
I just
And
feel like you can make 2 fake accounts and have a conversation with yourself.
that's
It ain't
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, the grammar errors are pretty
But
It's
I'm not,
not
consistent on both sides of that conversation that you sent me that screenshot of.
I want to read him introducing himself. Okay, my name is blank, but my sugar baby called me Zaddy. I'm 33 years old. I'm a Forex trader, and I hold
Red flag.
and I hold an oil company.
What?
You hold an oil company?
And I have a child. I lost my wife some month ago. She had an accident on the way to the store.
Way too much information.
An accident on the way to the store. What?
I'm from Florida, but I currently live in California for my business purposes.
For Forex trading, you needed to move to California?
Girl, fucking no. I was just like,
The lies.
right? Yeah, but that should be real. Them sugar, they not even sugar daddies. What it is they trying to take advantage of women wanting sugar daddies.
Yeah.
And then it's credit card fraud.
Yeah.
Because I've seen one time where it's like, or they'll like write a bad check and like try to give it to you, and then
When you try to cash it.
or no, you'll their account or something, and it'll like they want you to give the money before it bounces or whatever. But
Like
What's
legit.
even worse are the ones where people pretend to be pastors and ask for money.
I'm sorry, what?
That's happened to me twice. So the pastor at the church I used to go to in undergrad, I got
No
a message.
way.
I got
Oh
a
my
DM
God.
from him like a few months ago, and I was like, this man would not be sending me a DM. I never met him. He's a pastor of a church. It's like a pretty decent sized church. And I'm looking and I'm like, I follow his real page. I'm like, if you were going to send it to somebody, it would make more sense for you to send to somebody who doesn't follow the real page. And that was not the first time or the last time, I'll say. So I comment, I try to listen to a sermon like most days out the week. And I usually comment to remind myself, okay, like I listened to this one thoroughly. I got something out of it. Okay, I move on to the next one.
Okay.
I've commented under Transformation Churches so many times that this guy, he'll literally, it's a fake account of Pastor Michael Todd, and he'll say, my child. Bro, it's the same thing every time.
No.
God has told me about you or something like that.
Yo, he really thought he was about to answer your
It's
prayers
just
into
absolutely,
some
and
money.
They always end with send me a cash app. The cash app don't have nothing to do with the church. The cash app will be like Chris227. I'm just like, who did you think was falling for that? But even still, that's just sick. Like, come on now.
It is.
That's sick.
And even outside of Instagram, like the text messages that I've been getting from people,
Oh,
they are getting so creative.
I'm so upset that these niggas are back at work. Because I remember in the beginning of the pandemic, you ain't get none of these like robocalls or
Nope.
texts.
Yo, they are back at it stronger than ever. Like I can't go
Yeah.
a day without getting a text message. And most recently,
But I'm not gonna lie, we shut down again. I'm jumping on the scam wave.
like they have got to be cashing in because some of them look legit.
Yeah.
Like I could see why people fall for it. Like they sent me one talking about AT&T Messenger. Like they had the same little header that you would actually get from the phone company, and they were like, "Oh, it looks like we overcharged you on your last bill. Click on this link so we can like process your refund."
Wow, that's a creative one.
Yes, I really had to respond. I was
Some
like,
real mastermind there, huh? That's crazy.
you a trickster. Like I was like, this is pretty creative, but fucking block me. I don't need this anymore. But they are getting so creative. Like
I wish it was like I wish Google and stuff would stop selling our information because
how do you have my number like that?
If you put out a job application, you get like so many more.
Yes.
You go on like
Yep.
Indeed or stuff like that's when your stuff real like you get a whole.
Well, that's why it's free. If it's free, you're the product.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every single time, social media, I guess Google too.
But some
Everything.
of the stuff is just like they be saying different names, like Karen Curtis. We've got your da 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 da. It's like, who is this?
That person's not putting in the effort. He's not putting in the work.
Yeah, they're not.
Can't
Not
even
when they
respect
put the
you
names.
for your scamitude.
Right.
None of that. But there was another little spicy message or group of messages that Carson got a few
Girl.
weeks ago, where someone had her fucked up even more than these messages.
Well, I guess let's move into the shit that came through my phone. All right. We're going to go back in time to when it started from Mocha Fest.
No, it didn't.
Did it?
That was the same day. We didn't talk about that. We talked about Mocha Fest.
Oh,
Girl, don't do it.
All right.
Oh, my God.
let's just let's talk about our expectations first of what Mocha Fest should have been. Like, what is it? So, Carson, you told me about it. So, how did you first hear about it in general, like the franchise?
Oh, I saw the two ladies' horrible decisions were going to their thing in Mexico, but this was right before the pandemic happened. So they had one last year, and they went to Mexico in 2020. It looked like fun, and so we were like, "Oh shit, we were gonna go to Jamaica around my birthday." And I was like, oh, they were going. So we were going to try to go because it seemed like a cute little festival.
Right.
It was a whole bunch of booty shaking and drinking. So I've been following them. But like right before we were looking to like change our trip to align with them, they took all their information off the website, and that was weird.
Sketch.
It's very sketchy.
And then they were going to a different part of Jamaica, so it just didn't work out, which is fine, you know.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah. So, but we did see that they were coming to DC for like a weekend. And we're like, oh, when they come to DC, maybe we should check them out. So it all started with a happy hour. We were at happy
That
hour.
was a long weekend. We should have made that,
That was a
Grandma
long-
Out Part 3.
Honestly,
Right.
why not?
All right. So
Still can.
is that where this episode's going?
We'll just see where it goes.
All right. So basically, happy hour. We were like, oh, we should look at Mocha Fest. Go to brunch.
Where we go to happy hour? We went to Jasper's.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we gotta let people know because that's the DMV happy hour. We finally made it to a Friday at Jasper's. We've been trying to do that for a minute.
I literally tried like
Yeah,
3
we did.
times.
The first time we went, it was like
A
what they said,
2-hour wait.
2-3 hours. It was just like,
We went
no
to
thanks.
Outback.
I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, the drinks are pretty strong.
I feel like they're short staffed.
That's what it is.
Okay.
They're still
Short-staffed.
short staffed because the venue wasn't packed. They just don't have enough wait staff to
Yeah.
care for everybody in a timely fashion.
So we got to Jasper's. It was cool.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. The
And so
drinks was hitting. That's for a fact. That
Well, because you got fucking Long Island.
Listen, man,
I
I
should have just gotten know that. I don't even know why I was messing around with. This
I
other
should have read it
fruit
more
stuff.
because I was
I mean, I had
not
apple
under the
martini.
impression that it was gonna hit the way it hit. But I'm not mad at it.
She ordered
did
a
what it
drink
needed
with
to do.
Nothing but alcohol. I'd be like, damn, I'm drunk. Yeah. Nothing but liquor. But yeah, so we were all right. So we go to the Find the Mocha Fest event. It was brunch. It was expensive. Like tickets were like $60. We're like, all right. This shit-
Everything must be included. That was
Right.
my expectation. $60.
So we were looking for
In
the-
comparison to other brunches in
Yeah.
DC, like
That aren't that
$60 is you're getting everything.
Yeah. So we go back after that, and I look for the thing, and I saw this at lunch included, and I was like, "Hold up, why did it say lunch and not little liquor?" And then because we were trying to find the address, which was like in very small print, and it just was ghetto because the location was the water and sewage.
DC sewage. It smelled like shit.
Yeah, but it was on the rooftop. I mean, I guess it was nice, but
For
we
one, it was very, very hard to find too.
Yes.
Like
So hard to find.
it was right by the stadium, so there was no parking. So I mean, we took an Uber, but that was
Uber got
chunk-
lost.
we all everybody was lost. So we find it. We go up there. We're an hour late,
A whole hour.
and they still weren't ready. They were setting up
We walked through the doors, y'all, and they were still putting the
tables
tablecloths and putting
Kennedy
up
didn't want to get out the
tables.
elevator. I remember this very vividly. Kennedy was saying in the elevator, she was like, "No, no, because there's
this
just
can't
no
be the right location.
right because there's just
I
no
was
way.
really taken aback. I was like, oh, this can't be right.
Yeah, so
There's just no way.
I did stay in the elevator. I forgot.
A natural reaction. That makes sense to me. They're literally setting up, no food in sight. And we find out you have to pay for the drinks. The bartender gave us a free one just because.
we were
Nothing
early.
was ready. She was like, I don't know how they gonna plan to charge y'all. So here,
But then I bought a pitcher of mimosas, but like they were, they weren't even that cold. It
We
was
were
just-
on our ass. For it to be a DC brunch, we were not on our ass. And we were like,
Girl.
could have gone somewhere else
Yeah.
and really just.
been on our ass.
Yeah.
Been a
I
half
keep
smoke
keying.
or something.
I guess the most annoying part is like DC brunch is a thing. Like, it's already a thing, meaning you didn't have to do a whole lot to make it
We just had to
successful
rent out a restaurant.
Yeah.
and let them take care of it.
Yeah, the food was mid. It's just. But when we were talking to people there, they said that they didn't feel like they wasted a whole bunch of their money. They felt like the people they met was a nice, cool vibe. And I realized I'm not at a point where I'm ready to pay for friends like that.
No.
I'm still poor.
It was at least $300. No.
Yeah, for a weekend. Yeah.
Oh, it was more than that.
Really?
The $300. The lady who sat down with us and ended up giving us that picture, she was just like, "Oh yeah, it was
She paid for
closer
VIP.
to exactly." That's the thing. So
And
she
then
was saying
nothing about it was VIP.
exactly. She was like, "Don't even waste your money with VIP because you get the same thing as everybody else."
So
So she paid for VIP, and so she paid close to $500 for just her.
It's a hell no.
She said
To
one of
the
the
no,
parties, like
no.
the party the night before.
I will never forget.
They
the
said that-
DJ was
Said,
like,
we can have music, you can have AC.
Yo, when I tell y'all, I went home and I told my mom about that story. I couldn't not tell my mom,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "Yes, that's how ghetto it was." They were just like, either you can listen to some music or you can have air conditioning, and I'm like, I'm not understanding how that's up for debate.
What would you pick? What would you choose?
I'm choosing to leave because that should not. If I'm at a facility, I need to be able to have both. I'm here for a party, so music should be
I
there.
paid for a party.
And I shouldn't. I paid for a party, and I should be comfortable. Because
Yeah,
I mean, like,
they-
you know, at a party it's gonna be hot to some extent, but you still gotta keep some type of AC on to like not have people pass the fuck out.
And that was their lingerie night too, so
They understood the assignment. Charge what we're worth, double it,
triple it.
right?
Provide half the service.
I understood the
Business.
assignment. Like they walked away with
All
a
right,
boatload
so
of money.
what happened
Had to.
was after that, we go back home, and I'm like, so my brunch stuff is pretty early. I'm like, I'm cute. I don't feel like being home. Like, I want to just like end the day. Like, I don't feel like being home.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
did leave kind of early. Well,
Yeah.
we left the city. We went to one other place, and then we left.
Yeah, we
the-
did.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't really feel like being at the house. I don't really like the people there. So
That's relatable.
who home? So I hit up my neighbor because I didn't really feel like being home. Like, I'm like, you across the street. So I'll call him, and
You
they
can't just say your neighbor. Let's you want to give a little background about like y'all's history.
okay, I guess.
I feel like it would just put some things into perspective.
So this is somebody I've known, I grew up with. Like, I've known them my whole life. He was the first person I like tongue kissed, and I was in high school, 10th grade. And then like 2 years later, it was the first time, you know, right?
that thing.
And I don't remember it, but allegedly, I told my friend because she remembered it. It's like, pulled the condom off the sock. And it was just a very short, painful experience. By the time it stopped hurting, it was over. And so, like I said, this person now works at a dispensary. So when I was smoking, sometimes I would hit him up to smoke. But neither here nor there. So like after the first time, where I was like, girl, I guess. I tried it like twice. I was like, oh, that's
One was on me. I did.
yeah. One was she was like,
I mean, that was real fast. It was like, yeah, one was
She was like, oh, you know, you try it again. You know, people get better. You know, they grow. Blah blah blah. It was so bad that my good sis downstairs dried up. I was just like, I had to tap him on the shoulder, like, you know what, come up. It's
No.
okay. I'm gonna go home. Come on up. Go ahead and clock out. It's
I'm so embarrassed for him.
so like that, but that
That's
was
tragic.
like
very much
years
so.
ago. Like I'm talking like 19.
Yeah, yeah.
So after that, I'm like, I ain't gonna do that shit again.
I have learned my lesson.
Right. So we've hung out sometimes between them when I was smoking, and I think he tried it like one more time. And I was like, no. So let's get back to this thread. So that was Sunday. So like the following day, hold on, where'd it go? So the following day, he like hits me up early in the morning. It was like, let's link today. So I'm like, okay. Was it brunch on Sunday or Saturday? I don't even
It was
remember.
Sunday.
It was Sunday. Where's this child number? And so I gotta search. Okay, let's just go through our thread. I just had it too. But yeah, so he hit me up early, and so then I'm like, okay. So like later on in the day, I'm like, you still want to hang out? He's like, yeah, I'm busy. Then he's like, do you have the whip? And I'm like, I live across the street, but yeah, I do. And so, oh, here we go. All right, so we're gonna read. I guess I gotta put on my man voice. And so then he didn't respond after a few hours. I'm like, if we're not hanging out, that's fine. Just let me know. So I double text him because I don't really like, I'm not like, are we hanging out or not?
Right.
And so we're going to quote him. Don't even worry about it. If we kick it, I'm going to want to hit. And you never want to no more. So let's just let it be. Just being honest. And so then I respond, okay. LOL. I'm like, all right. That's fine. LOL. I got better than years ago. But yeah. Hope you have a good night though. So then I send the laughing emoji. You too. And then he says, I know you don't care. That's why
What
I
time was
said that.
this?
At
I
6,
thought one of them was like super early or something in the
6
morning.
p.m. This is later in the. I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay. All right.
All
We're
right.
building up. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna say. So then he's like, he actually said, I don't care. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then basically, you never let me hit anymore, and I would want to. So let's just not worry about it. Is all. And I'm like, all right.
I've said okay.
I'm like, we used to be friends. It's like, I know we're still friends, but I just want to hit, just being real. So then I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have gone back and forth. So I know I'm bad. So I'm like, so we can't hang out? Like, I want to, but like I said, I be wanting to prove one more time so I could prove you wrong. You was like, I can't make you come, and I felt challenged because that ain't never happened after.
That ain't never happened after, really?
Oh my
Girl, I
god. Well,
guess.
Really?
I mean, yo,
So
at least
then,
he
all
knows
right.
that it was trash. He was just like,
All right, so then
please, I'm trying to make up for it.
Basically, is what it sounded like to me.
All right. So then I'm like, okay, this is me. So all right. So let's say we hook up again, and you made me come. We would be cool. And then he's like, yeah, I would finally be able to show you what's good. Then I said, oh, okay, and that was it. And then he messaged me later. I was like, would you be down for that? I didn't respond. So then he messages again. I eat your pussy out too. Eye emoji. I didn't.
Really
I meant to send
trying
the
to
thumbs up,
sell
but I ended up
this.
sending the thumbs down. But like, it's fine.
He's really trying to sell it too.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I'm really sad we can't be friends anymore. I'm just not trying to hook up. Right? That's what I said. So then he's like, I want to hang out with you too. I don't just want to hang out. I would be down for that with you, but I'm just talking about hooking up one time, and then we can go on a regular friend shit and still go out and do shit. And then I said, I see. And then he said, like, I'm not trying to drag it out, but like, just see how it is. Then I said, I don't want to hook up. You not trying to hang out. It's just not going to work. And then he's like, I mean, we can hang out if you really don't want to. That's fine. We just having a convo, LOL. It sounded like you were considering hooking up to show what I can do. And I'm like, I was just trying to understand exactly what you said. So then he sent this. So in what scenario would you want to have sex? I said, I don't. So then he said, so you want a relationship? And mind you, I don't. I don't. I'm
Right.
good.
Right.
But I told this nigga yes because I'm like, what are you gonna say to that?
He felt pretty safe in
Yeah.
throwing that out there. Like,
I
I
was
know
like-
you don't want a relationship with me, so let's just see what
I said
is.
yes. And then he was like, would you want to try that with me? And then I'm like, you want to date? Question mark. All right, hear this now. Yeah, I want to date you. I have always found you attractive. I sent a voice message. I don't remember what I said. I'm like, bro, like, you don't got to do this. You don't got to lie. Like,
We're past this. I
Like,
know you want to fuck,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
said
I-
that's
So
not what I want.
Is it coming up on 3 a.m.? Because I want to talk about the first part of this.
It's we're at, about to be 11.
Okay, so when we get to about the 3 a.m. where he's just, stop there so we can talk about the first half. Because I just feel like,
All right. Well, all right. I mean, I'm not ready. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I want to fuck. Because that's all right. That's what's in the voice. But I'm like, we literally don't have to do this. Like, bro. Okay. So now what? And then he's like, you down to come over? And then it's like 11 something. Now he's like, yeah, just give me 20 minutes something. And then he like called me, but I'm already asleep. So
Like, why is he backtracking? I don't understand.
All right.
You started
so
off
then,
strong
all
by
right.
being honest.
I'm like, I said, I just went to sleep. So then I guess I ended up waking up middle of the night or something. So he sends this is a 3 a.m. text. You know what? I just thought about it. I've been trying to for years to know a bill, but whole T, you was like, been on your city girl hookup shit with niggas, and now you want to settle down. I'm good, LOL. Okay, so after he said that, right? I know I shouldn't have said anything, but I literally could not sleep. Like, I could not.
Nah, I feel you. I
That
feel
was
you.
disrespectful.
So I
No,
liked,
it really was.
So I liked the message. Right? And so then I respond, oh, I didn't know you were celibate this whole time.
Period. Since we counting.
Okay. And so then he said, I guess, okay, he made a correction. He's like, you wasn't being celibate. My point is that wasn't on that sneaky hookup stuff with me, but you was with other niggas because you said it. And now all of a sudden you want to date and shit. That's my point. When I've been trying. I'm like,
The only thing you've been trying to do is smash.
all right. So what I'm saying.
And
So
you're
then,
mad because you knew you did a piss poor job.
girl, I don't fucking know. Fuck him.
And that's
All
it.
right. So then I'm like, this isn't going anywhere. I'm like, but I grew the fuck. I'm not 18. Sad it came to this, but whatever. We ain't going to be cool. Wish you the best of luck in life. And so then he said, LOL, I been new. That's fine with you. So trust me, I'm good. Didn't respond. Then he sends another text message. You wasn't hitting me up when you was on your hookup shit, so why would I date you now? That's working backwards. Sent the thumbs up emoji. All right, so then
this is just embarrassing. Like, I don't know how he's not embarrassed to keep going back and forth about a woman who does not want to sleep with you.
So then the next day, he said, I don't even know why you hit me up in the first place. I already know you got niggas and you was just fucking on LMAO. I emphasized that message.
Petty
and
boo.
then he's texted again. It's like, yeah, I know, LOL. I liked that message. And then he texted me, just don't hit me up for nothing else. I'm not going to know who it is what I'm assuming he's saying. And then I'm like, you do realize you're texting me.
You're continuing this conversation on your own
You're
accord.
talking to yourself.
Yeah. And he's like, well, you was blowing up my shit at first. So then I just liked that message. Then he sent the okay emoji, and I loved that message. And that was it. And it like, he got me fucked up to the point where I'm like,
In so many ways.
I told my mom, I'm like, yo, get your friend's son. But I realized I should not have liked the messages or responded. It wasn't worth my time. All right, hold on 1 second. All right. So as I was brought up my mother, she like just called me. So,
That's
speak
not
of
the
devil.
first time that has happened that you talk
Talk
about
about
someone
somebody
and
and
they
they
literally
call,
call.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I got the booty for you bitches.
so yeah, basically my mom
Her
was like,
manifestation skills.
I told her about it and she's like, oh wow. Cause I forgot. So years ago, he was trying to get me to fuck with him, and he sent me a screenshot of his bank account.
That was last year. That was last summer.
Yeah.
I don't remember bringing it up. So yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that.
it was recently. Because I
Entanglement.
remember that.
I don't know what I have to do to get the entanglement going. That's
Girl,
what he
still wouldn't
said.
start. And so, like I said, he's really trying to
Bro,
play.
he's really... That's grimy.
I mean,
There's so many things
No, because
wrong with
there's
this
so many things
storyline.
wrong with
it's
this.
one of those things where I'm like, bro, like I could pull up to your house right now. Your parents will let me in. Like I know you. I know your both your sets of grandparents before they passed away. Like it's weird. And it's the whole idea of like
I know you like that, and you still like talking to me like I ain't shit. Wasn't like
from your mom's basement with your parents' Wi-Fi. Like, sir, humble yourself.
like I'm truly baffled.
But I
like
mean-
how dare he try to come for your whatever type of city girl
It's
behavior, and he's mad
He's
that
just
he's
mad
not
I'm not-
involved in it.
That's all
Like
it is.
that's literally all.
that's
it is.
literally all it is.
So when men say, "Why don't women just be honest?" That's what happens when women are honest. Right there, essentially the back and forth. That okay, now it's getting disrespectful. But didn't you say you wanted honesty? Aren't y'all the ones who can take honesty? Like I'm really confused.
I'm like, did you? We were going date. Like,
That's okay. So there's a few different points. So that's one point, the working backwards. But I would like to speak about the entitlement that men had. The because I've heard this multiple times
Yeah.
from guys who believe they're quote unquote good guys. They're like, oh well, you make me date you. You have standards for me I gotta follow, but you let this nigga hit because he was cute. And it's like the entitlement that you have to somebody's body,
Right.
because what, you're nice? Is that really what we're going with here? Because usually, and we've said this multiple times, men that consider themselves quote unquote nice guys, and they feel the need to constantly say, you're not nice in general. You're not a good man. You're nice to get what you want. And the second you don't get what you want, the second you like, oh, I played by the rules, it didn't work, then your true colors come out. You're not a nice guy. It's not a thing. It's really disgusting.
It's truly disgusting.
It's absolutely disgusting to see that you think that being nice is such a personality trait. You don't have to do anything else. Like, women should just drop to their knees because you were nice.
Yeah, it's like basic human decency. But I think
Like,
that there's a lot going on with that. And it mostly has to do with the fact that there are more women than men in our society. So, like, they have a little more options, because in cultures and stuff where there's more men than women are treated so much nicer. So... But girl, fuck that nigga.
It's
I'm just upset at myself for responding. I know I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. But like,
no, I remember you
I
texted
understand
me. You
why
like,
you
this
did,
man
though.
just called me a hoe. Like, you
But
seen
like,
the screenshot.
I
Yes.
understand why you did though,
I honestly thought about
because he
texting his
really
mama.
tried you
Let him know.
Like,
multiple times.
multiple
Even when
times
you
in multiple
tried.
ways. Like, you gave him multiple outs. You're just like,
Okay, you've said okay so many times in the conversation. You
And that should've
even
been the
not
end of it.
responded to most of the messages. You didn't respond to majority of the messages.
Yeah.
And even the ones that you did, they weren't disrespectful. And that's like the difference.
I mean,
and what's crazy to me is like, did you think you were gonna disrespect me into dropping my drawers?
I don't know.
Because, like, at the end of it, he still expected you to just come over. And I'm like,
Yes.
you were literally disrespectful at so many points in this interaction within 24 hours, and you still think that you were supposed to get what you wanted?
I'm just
Fucking
like,
cash
bro,
money shit.
You were about to send me money like last year. Fuck out of here.
That's
I don't know where
truly
the,
crazy.
The
like,
ego, the confidence.
it's not even,
like, all
I don't
that
even
comes
know if it was
from.
ego. Like, at that point, I feel like he was really trying you because he felt like you were on some type of shit. And I was like, how
Pride.
little do you think
It's
of
just
me?
mad-
But you're
yeah,
begging.
Like,
It's one of those
he's
things
literally
where he
begging.
just
And how
can't
little do you think of me?
conceptualize
Like,
however city girl s ran through I am, that
I still didn't want
I
you.
still wouldn't fuck him.
Still
That's
didn't
gotta
want
hurt,
you.
King, keep your head up. It's the
Fuck that.
working.
No, look at the ground.
working
Look at the ground.
backwards thing for me is like, oh yeah, let's date now. Like before he brought the city girl stuff, it was like, okay, yeah, let's date now. And that's like a thing that many, like, they'll throw something very, we'll talk about it later in like the come over scenarios, but like they'll throw something like very, very low at you to see if you'll bite, to see like if that works for you. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I see you want to date, so why don't we just start and date? That's why I don't ask niggas out on dates. So I don't do that, because if somebody throws
You're
that
not
at
doing it
you,
because you want to. You're doing it
Exactly.
because you want something else.
exactly, you're doing it because you're like, okay, I see this isn't going to work. I gotta up it a little bit. But if you actually wanted to date that person, you would have said that first. That would have been your first offer. The fact that it's your second, damn near third, last option
Literally his last resort before he was just on some complete and utter fuck shit.
is really crazy. It's manipulating and it's disgusting. Like, just if you just want to fuck. I don't know how many times you said it. If you just want to fuck, like, just say that and stand on that.
Literally,
Well,
because that's how he started off. He started off strong. He was
Yeah.
honest. He was just like, to be honest.
The issue is men equate honesty with like getting their way.
Yeah.
Since I'm honest, you should do it since I
Yeah.
told the truth.
Yep.
And like, that don't got shit to do with me.
At all.
Congratulations for being honest.
Thank you. You were honest, and guess what? My answer was still no.
I'm honest in my answer being no. You can't respect that. But girl, that's like,
Yeah, that was absolutely disgusting. And then it kept going.
and I should not have responded. That was my toxic. And I know that because like I said, I talked to my mom about it because I'm like, this man has been incredibly fucked up.
What'd your mom say?
She's like, you shouldn't have responded. She's like, really? Wow, that's crazy. I was like, yeah.
I get
I
not
don't know. Sometimes
responding. I just feel like that's
a little bit too much growth for me in that.
I
at
feel like
that
that's
point-
more accountability on you for a conversation that's like he took left. You know, like
Yeah, but
I felt like you were a lot more respectful than you would have been a few years ago.
Oh.
Or just like in general, I feel
feel
like
like
there are
I'm
so
not-
many other ways you could have also taken that left. Like, nigga, your
Disposition.
dick is small. It was terrible. There's a reason why I don't want to. Like, I feel like you could have taken it that way.
But like, it wasn't worth it. And the thing that I was just most upset at is like,
Y'all were friends, though.
family photos together. Yeah.
And you want to ruin it because you wanted to hit, and like he really just really seems like he just has no value for you. And I'm like, how can't you? And we've literally been a part of each other's lives forever.
Yeah.
And that's really sad how that can all be erased just because of him wanting to fuck.
That's the point where
like
I
that's
was like,
really
it's just one of those things
which
where,
is
like,
why I see why you wanted to respond, because like for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, none of that mattered. None of our actual history together mattered just because you wanted pussy.
Yeah. You put it in good words. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just... And I'm not saying we were, like, buddy, but, like...
Yeah.
Damn. Like, we used to have, like, sleepovers and shit. Like, we were homies.
Right.
And friends, I mean, granted, I was closer more to a sister, but technically we were closer in age. Went to school together. We used to trick-or-treat together.
Damn. You just losing childhood friends left and right.
Right. No, like, was that your prom send-off? You came to mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been to your cookouts. Been to my, like...
A lot.
Like, I know your uncles, your cousins. You know mine. So, that's the part. It was just kind of sad that... But...
All of that can mean nothing just for some pussy.
I guess that means I've got that. Super so correct.
Got that what?
I was like ruining friendships.
Girl. Could be.
Nah.
Could be. I mean, niggas will fuck a sandwich, but that don't mean that, you know, that's still not true.
What'd you say about your mouth?
I don't think I said it on the podcast, did I?
No.
Oh,
But
Lord.
the thing with that is like, bro, I don't care. It costs you $0 to cut you off. And I love free shit.
You was waiting to use that
I've
one.
literally been waiting since I saw the Sweet Life on HBO Max to pull that out. So, one more time for the people in the back. It costs $0 to cut you off. And I love free shit. Shout out to the girl Ty said that. That's good.
What show
That
is
is really
I love
good.
that.
Sweet Life on HBO Max. Don't watch for the show. It's kind of like Baldwin Hills plus Twitter. Had a baby. And Issa Rae produced it.
So you know it's good shit.
Right.
The makeup and stuff looks really good.
So I feel like I have to just because of Issa.
I mean, it's not bad.
I could just let it run, you know?
It's reality
views.
TV.
Give my sis some views.
But they're like our age, so it's like 25-year-olds and stuff. I do want to talk about it, so I actually would like you guys to watch it.
All right.
But yeah, that nigga actually had me completely twisted because
So-
of the obligation for pussy. But I don't know. I kind of want to talk about that, like
The obligation. What are
Or
women
the-
obligated to do?
or the kind of like the pressure, because I feel like I've experienced that sometimes where it's like, well, I've done less, it
More for less.
Yeah.
But like,
So,
which
like-
one is really worse?
Right, but like it's setting standards and changing and evolving. I feel like that's part of growing pain.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what I'm really finding out is that even though you're growing and evolving, that just means you're going to always hit that mark. It just means
Yeah.
you're more likely to,
Yeah.
which is like
And you just gotta
a lot of good grace.
gotta give grace to everybody. But all that happened, and it's whatever, because like other niggas. I'm
so-
not like
So do
Going
you want to, I
Going
think
for
maybe
broke.
we can end on the obligation piece a little bit, because I feel like the last part of this, yeah, I know. I feel like the last part of this is what we'll spend on that. We're going to do a little bit of positive reinforcement with some nice things that we've seen from men in general. And just kind of talking about when we get those nice things, like what is actually expected. Like, should we just be like, thank you, and that's it? Well, we'll get into that. There were a few other things that we did, but we were a little on break. We went around asking men what their definition of submission is.
All right,
So it's going to be a
so-
part of our quote-unquote story time.
I saw a TikTok, and it was like when, like, especially black men, when they talk about being submissive, it kind of sounds like slavery, like their ideal, like, woman and stuff. So
Situation.
then I'm like, let me put it to the test. However, I realized after I did it, I didn't do a good job, because I asked like a few questions prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I end up asking, because somebody had like just responded
Somebody just responded to me, too. Let me see.
about that.
That's
Okay,
it.
so I was like, what are your what are some expectations you have, or how would you want your partner to like fit into your life? what would be your ideal situation? Would you want them to submit, and what would that look like? So I asked too many questions.
Yeah, I told her just go straight in, just raw dog it.
So I mean, I may try it again, but so our girl Crystal, she asked niggas, and she got a whole bunch of responses.
She had dissertations.
Yeah, a whole page. And she said what was really interesting is like the nigga that sent the most, she would consider him the submissive in the relationship. She's like, we only link when I text you or I want it. And you got all this to say about like the male is the head of the household and all this stuff. She's like, you my woman for real. I mean, I felt like I got some interesting responses. That's when I found out Android niggas can send voice messages. Granted, I received it as an audio file, but
I did too. Okay, so I have seen that. I was like, what the fuck is this?
like,
You gonna play it or? I got a few.
Oh, well, you can talk about yours.
All right, and I polled different age groups too.
Okay.
No young niggas, but I polled sweet spot, and then I polled someone who I would consider old. So the sweet spot nigga, one of them said not saying no. That one kind of alarmed me, and I was kind of like, I don't think I responded back to it because I think I had asked him. I think you had just asked me, so I had asked him a different question, so he responded to that, and then he responded to the submission question, and I expected him to take his time a little bit on it, but he just said not saying no. I was like, understood. However, this is also someone who's like pretty dominant. Like we've, hung out or whatever. Like I could tell you type to like you want a woman without saying it though. But it's weird because he's very like untraditional. Like he says he would be okay with like a woman proposing to a man, like untraditional like that. That's what I said. I said, bro, like if I hope that someone would run me over and hit me with a shovel, please, before I ever do that.
Goddamn jean jacket hole.
Honestly, but like untraditional like that, but also like the type to call me daddy, like fucking like that's it's a really weird complex. But that one kind of alarmed me. I was like, interesting, not saying no. It was odd though. I was like, that don't sound authentic to you, but okay. Another sweet spot nigga told me
I got mostly like, I don't really want submissive. I would like somebody,
a partner, a counter. Yeah. So that's what the other one said.
That I thought was interesting is there's some innate gender roles, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And he would describe it as the man would take care of like the outside of the house stuff, and the woman is the inside of the house, making it a home. So let's say you were in Hurricane Ida, the man would be protecting the outside, make sure everything is straight, blah blah blah.
Do you know any men around our age that
have those skills?
Yes.
No.
None.
Not
it's not a no.
We've lost those things. So you talking about all the stuff that you bring to the table, but y'all don't even do that shit no more.
No.
Like, can you fix the toilet? Can you fix?
Do we have to call someone?
The dishwasher not working anymore.
Every single time something breaks.
Right. So like every time something breaks, if you're not the one who's actually fixing it, so what are the things that you're contributing that you say are so valuable that you always bring to the table? Because if it's just money, nigga, like I got that too.
Yes. So the sweet spot nigga, that's a little bit more reflective and more thoughtful. I talk to pretty often. He was like, that sounds like some goofy shit that like men who say, what do women bring to the table? He was like, I never really thought about it. And he also like, I never had to do it.
That question
and
really
that's
makes
one
my
thing.
eye twitch.
Me too. But one thing that I feel like is a real thing is that when you are a quote unquote the man that I don't know you're supposed to be or that you want to be, women don't have a problem submitting to you. Men who constantly have to say she's not submitting, you're not submitting.
Yeah, you're not doing enough for her to want to do that.
Exactly. In order for a woman to submit, you have to feel safe. You have to feel secure. And if every time she's around you, or she has to worry about games, she has to worry about getting played by you, right, or her security every time she walks around you is not stable, why would she submit to you? That feels unsafe.
Because you're not going to handle it.
Exactly. That feels unsafe.
I feel like, and this might be a little problematic, but in the right circumstances, some women could submit. But I don't know. When I talk to older women, their biggest thing is them deciding to be like second string or like the co-pilot, right? And that's one of their biggest regrets.
Taking the back burner.
Yeah. Like
letting them be in the forefront.
Letting the man.
I think that's a
'Cause-
very perverse way of thinking of submission. I feel like that's like slavery, and I don't think submission is supposed to be slavery.
I know. I'm not.
Oh no, I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm just like whatever I hear, I'm just like ooh.
That's what I've heard from several women. It's like, okay, I pushed him forward. I thought that he should be the star, or like he was a more dominant personality, and I stood back, and that's like been one of their biggest regrets. So I don't want to do that.
I could see that. I would have a lot of built up resentment towards you if that was the case. If I was in a relationship like that, and those are like the longer ones.
Yeah.
You've been around, him for 15, 20 years.
But I feel like I was like, I ain't trying to stay in those situations, and that's what I take from that relationship. You need to have your own.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that's one of the ways you said money and power, and you get stuck in situations. So I don't want that. But I don't know. I mean, I don't mind. I'm not gonna cut grass. We kind of were talking about that earlier. That's a skill I'm not gonna have. I ain't gonna learn that.
So that's something I also have to battle with because I work in an education setting, and when I tell you it's the beginning of the school year, I'm not moving near your desk. Now these grown ass men in this building, if a student is doing too much, I'm calling in male reinforcement. I'm not about to do that. But that's me like enforcing a gender role, technically. Like when we say like I'm not about to cut the grass or I'm not going to propose, those
I don't
things.
give a fuck who does it. I'm saying I'm willing to pay. Like
I'll pay for it.
what I'm that's why I don't want a big house. Like I don't want a whole
I don't
bunch-
either. But I'm saying like even with that,
It's okay,
there are
y'all can
still
come
some
see me.
things.
Right. I was
I'll have
like,
a room for you.
period.
There are still some things that we enforce
Well, no,
as gender
yes.
roles.
Yeah.
So 'cause,
I don't think
alright,
that gender roles are necessarily bad. I just feel like if you're trying to force roles onto someone that's
Doesn't
not something.
want
Yeah,
them.
if that's
Okay,
not what I
so
want to do, that's not what I
I'ma
want
ask
to
you
do.
guys
And we're just gonna have to work
question.
past that and make other things work because
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna see me as less than because of those roles.
Period. You splitting rent. Is that
no.
the case? No,
No.
splitting rent.
Hell no.
I don't like the idea of it, but I don't know.
I think it depends on the situation, but
I think it does. Like I just
but,
don't know.
However, my mom made a very good point. It's like whether are we together or not, you don't have to pay rent.
So I'm saying I have to pay rent anyway right now. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Why? Well, for one, I also need
But
to
I
be a
don't feel like-
mortgage. For number one, it need to be a mortgage because
I'm
I'm not shacking up. Like, if we living together, it's because we married because there needs to be a difference. I'm not about to do wife things for girlfriend prices.
Period.
I'm not doing that.
I agree to that.
That sounds stupid.
I think so. But I mean, I think people's situations are different. So
Very much so.
I feel like go ahead and pay that rent.
With the rise of homosexuals, it's a no for me.
It's not a rise. They've always been there.
It's a no for me. It's a no. I'm going to go ahead and break down that term. You see Kenny's face right now. Homosexuals.
You be sleeping with whoever for a bed.
Literally.
Gay for the stay. Or a man that's only with a woman because you got a
Wow.
place to stay.
Yes, yes.
There's a lot of that.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And then what seems to be happening is like she'll ask about, hey, you going to start chipping in? And he's almost offended.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't
using
know,
on my
y'all.
toilet tissue and just.
That's just. I personally don't think that I could do that. Not because I don't think it's okay, but that's just not how my family dynamic was growing up. So like, I just.
Saying,
Well, I was gonna
That's
say
just like ideally that's not what I see for myself.
maybe a little beholden.
Like
to
yeah, like
some.
yeah, but like my family stuff was still split. Like
they split certain things. Yeah.
yeah, like certain household financial responsibilities would be for my mom and others would be for my dad. But like the big shit like was on my dad. Like mortgage, him. If we had like a big ass school financial thing, we going to him. But like
All right.
all our school supplies and shit, mom. Phone stuff, mom. Like all the extras, deemed extras, like smaller things was my mom's.
Mm-hmm.
But the costs, I guess, were still split. But I don't know.
I don't know.
And I'd be okay with that. I totally
Yeah, I don't
okay
feel
with
like
that.
all financial responsibility should be on a person. If we both making money, we both making money to be spent somehow.
Very much so. I guess the difference is for me, the things that quote unquote men have to do is swipe a card. Usually,
Yeah.
But that's like the only thing that
Maybe,
they're kind of
women
like
are-
have to do a lot more laboring work, and even
Kitchen, the-
Mental,
even the thing. So
physical,
I was in somebody's
emotional.
TikTok comments because This man tried it. This man tried it over the internet. He was saying something like, well, y'all shit is easier. And I'm like, you literally only think that because it's deemed women stuff.
Yeah.
The things that you all have. I said something
That's
like,
very
if I still
true.
got to call my dad to mount my TV, like, don't ask me about if I'm cooking every day for you. Because that don't make sense to me. And I'm like, even the things that women are expected to do are daily things.
Yeah, you should be able to do them for yourself as well. Like, so you were living on your own. Who was
And
doing this
that's
stuff
what
for
he
you?
said.
And as soon as I'm a part of your life, I'm supposed to take on those responsibilities.
And that's why I don't want to move in with someone, because it's like automatically being
Yeah,
expected.
like as soon
to
as you
do
move
house
in, it's
life.
just like, okay, well,
I feel like, you know,
you about
certain
to-
things are expected of the woman, like the house, keeping the house in order. If it's not, it's a bad reflection on the woman. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. A lot of like the child care and child, like, it's on the woman. I saw TikToks and like things on Twitter where it's like the husband don't know nothing about the baby.
right?
And to me,
That's child abuse. That's neglect.
how
That's
do you
not
like,
okay.
Not know nothing.
like, you can't be,
You can't be left alone with your own
No,
child.
Yeah.
literally,
You
You have to
parents.
call a babysitter would be safer.
Yes, literally, that is exactly what my point was going to be. Like half the time, like
And
the
that's
men can't be
crazy.
left alone with their own kids because they don't know what to do with them.
or they don't know.
Like
their own-
even
just,
I won't even shame some
like-
of my cousins. Like
No, I
when
agree.
his wife would go out of town, he goes with their children to stay with his mom to help out with the kids because he wouldn't be able to manage on his own.
Wow.
That's something that I can't.
And honestly,
That's so
I don't.
common.
Honestly, I feel like he would be able to, but it's just not even expected for him
It's
to
a
be able
coddling of
to.
them.
Yeah,
Another woman has to be involved to get the job done.
Yes, to take care of the kids. Like it's just a known thing. Like, oh, your wife's leaving. All right, so you're going to your mom's place.
Girl, no. I feel like that's
Like,
the one thing that
that's-
I can say my dad did a good job of. You know, he was there and it didn't seem like he knew things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I feel like if you don't know your child's teacher, their pediatrician, allergies, all that stuff,
And
need
you
to be on
living in
child
that same
support.
house, yeah, you still not.
You need me on child support.
How much of a parent are you still being if you don't know shit?
Even if you're like, and I saw this like, yeah, my husband doesn't know any of that. LOL. Girl, why would you tell that to the internet? And you proud of that? He don't know your child. If you were to drop dead right now,
They in trouble. Little man,
girl,
little nay, they in trouble.
I don't like that. I don't
Because
like
you're
that.
the only input that you're having on your kid at that point is just money.
And even then,
Is it?
you like, if they're paying for all the small stuff, like
It really
that small
adds
stuff
up.
adds
Yeah.
up.
It really
Yeah.
adds up.
It adds up.
And you have to do more budgeting
Yeah.
for the small stuff because, like, a
It
project that was
fluctuates.
given on Monday that's due on Friday, you got to run a
Could
target
have
now.
dropped $100 on them box projects that my teachers used to be assigning me. I swear to God,
Yep.
them bitches was expensive for no reason.
I mean,
Yeah.
then think about how fast kids grow, clothing, feeding, all that
God.
stuff. Like
It's a lot.
rent is only what, $1,500?
And you
And
know
you
that
know-
1,500 is coming every month.
Yep.
My expenses fluctuate.
Yeah.
It's
I just feel like that's the thing. Like,
I don't know. But then I saw this dude on same line of topic online, and he was like, "Oh well, all the things that you say you bring to the table, I could pay somebody else to do."
I saw
yeah,
that.
with
And
that
the
fucking
thing
headband.
is,
Yo, bro, like
the
the
thing
way
is,
that my eyes twitched.
that sounds like a
it was-
conversation of someone who just doesn't value women, because the same
You
things he
don't.
said,
Yes.
I'm an electrician, I could pay someone to do that. Oh, I pay the bills, I pay my rent right now. So what do you actually bring besides
bringing
dick?
to the table?
And when
Or
we
money.
and
The
when
thing
we
is-
go into that, it's just like there's no value here. We don't value
It's
each other.
not value in tasks. It's supposed to be in the person. And
respect.
It's,
There's
yes.
Lack of respect.
Men don't respect women. A lot of times they don't view them as not even equals, but like people.
As people.
And so like that's the biggest issue. And with that, yeah, I lost my train. But like,
Yeah, the rhetoric of my headache. Like, you ever seen that? I saw it a lot in college.
No, I remember what I wanted to say. It's like the whole idea of men aren't loved unconditionally, women, children.
Yeah. I've
That
seen that too,
bullshit.
and that's
And it's
I
not
didn't
true.
understand that.
I'm like,
You literally are babied by your mother until she's
it's
no
like
longer
men
here.
are only loved if they on the condition that they provide something. I'm like,
Do you know how many ancient niggas are out here
not even that, but what
who
are
are
you really
literally
providing?
coddled and they are
Like-
getting taken care of? Like,
The men, for some reason, like view money as the be all end all, and then get mad at when women
want the money that's the end all be all.
also be like, okay, well then pay for it. And then it's like this whole thing, like, I don't want somebody out for my money.
Yeah, it
I'm
goes
like,
down
that's
to
literally
how
all
you
got, right?
either
That's
respect or
literally it.
value women.
They wanted to do shit for free.
Yes.
But
Just
it's
say you
also
wanna
very
fuck for
weird.
free.
But like, because I was talking to my sister about like the sex industry and how it's very weird that like the cycle of you guys like talk about it, you don't like it, but like you feed into it. It's like $1 billion industry.
Shame, like you wouldn't date a stripper. Why wouldn't you date a stripper?
Or like OnlyFans, but like you have no problem watching their pirated videos on a free site.
Or subscribing to it, but you're still gonna talk trash about the person that you pay money to watch. Yeah,
when I saw all the people that were going off like, oh, OnlyFans, y'all gotta get a job. Like, why are you celebrating?
It was a job.
It was.
Why are you celebrating?
Listen, putting out consistent content is a job.
It is.
And people really devalue.
Yeah, they put in a lot of work into that.
It's not sexuality. You know what type of
upkeep?
Well, maybe sexuality is not what sex appeal.
Yeah.
We were having that conversation last night. We went to a professional, like young professionals happy hour, and
I'm going back until I lose some weight and get a LinkedIn. I was like,
fun.
Everybody was really nice, but like I realized how I don't have no shit going on. I was about to be like, you know what, I'm a stripper.
You have a lot of stuff going on.
I don't, not like finished. Like they were like,
and it doesn't need to be.
That's
That's what's going on. You're working on it.
Those people are literally in school. They haven't finished anything.
I know, but I felt less than, and I realized that's me. So I'm like, I can't go to that until I feel
okay. Well, that was not the point. They were talking about Chloe.
That'll be a separate topic.
Yeah, they were talking about Chloe and Halle and like the differences. And
the men thought that Halle was the better one because better actress, better singer, because she had the Disney bag. And I'm like, my biggest one is like, why does there only have to be one woman that's like winning? Yeah.
Why? Yeah, they're both literally winning right now.
They both have checks, and I'm like, they were talking about Halle's a better actress. I'm like, they're on Grownish. The Grownish script is like
alone. It's not breakout roles.
They're like, even if the actresses don't even be doing that good, and we've seen them in other things, and they can act.
Mm-hmm.
I think the bigger issue I had was saying Chloe takes the cheap way out because she uses her sex appeal. And I'm like, number one, sex appeal is not easy. Not everyone can pull it off. Not everyone can do it. And why do we do that to women? We only do that to women specifically. We would never say Usher taking off his shirt all the time. All these male singers being sexy literally on purpose.
Trey Songz's only
whole brand. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody
appeal.
Cares. And that's the thing. It's just like, number one, it's not easy. It's not like she just like she had to cultivate that. Like that's a skill. That's an art.
And she had to get comfortable with it because people were bashing her on her sex appeal before she was even comfortable with her own sex appeal. Because she was like, "Hey yo, what you talking about?" And we're just like, "Hey yo, Chloe, your ass is fat, man."
And people are still doing it. But the bigger issue is that when that doesn't happen, when sex appeal doesn't come out, especially for women artists, they don't get any money. They don't get any play.
Nope.
So let's not devalue what actually gets them to like the top 10. And she's talented.
Sex appeal. She's extremely talented. And the sex appeal just adds to it.
Exactly. It's not the whole thing.
At least for the audience that she's trying to reach right now.
She's like a very like
well-rounded, grounded person.
We're like, their personalities are different, and I think
they're different people.
Well, no, the reason that Halle seems to translate better in her role is because it seems like more of her personality.
She's also has to be dialed back because she's on a Disney contract. You don't know, she could want to shake her ass on the internet. She can't.
She does a little bit, but one thing she does is stick up for her fucking sister.
Yeah,
that's for facts.
And we love that for her.
Yeah,
but they're different people. If that's not what she wants to do, that's not what she wants to do. But she's not bashing her sister because they're different.
Yeah,
and that's I think the biggest point about it. Like you can do whatever you want and still be respected the same amount.
But it all boils down to the fact that for the most part, they don't respect women.
They'll find whatever reason to not respect you and to say that you shouldn't get the same amount of respect as the other person. To disqualify you from getting stuff that you should just have outright. Like meeting a stranger, you don't have to know them to respect them.
It's a human.
Yes.
It's a human. Something else that came up at this Young Professionals ball, and I don't think we ever talked about it. We may have to have a whole separate conversation about it, is the masculinity thing.
Yeah, we should. We got.
We're gonna pause it.
We have to come back to that.
We're gonna pause it
because that's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's layered.
It's very layered, but it's just.
Let us know if you want to hear that.
Yeah, we're gonna just go off on the buzzwords. We won't even have shit that comes through our phone. Dumb bitch buzzwords. We'll just go off the buzzwords and talk about the PTSD that comes with each one and why they and why they are red flags. But I see that we are getting a bit long here. So is there any other topics, or can we go to blocking people?
No, we're good. I feel like this is a nice episode.
Right.
Good old Kiki.
Who we're definitely blocking that man that was begging for sex and then wanted to call you a city girl because you said no. Ugh. It's just disgusting.
I mean,
It's disgusting. Anyone else?
We're blocking scammers. And we're blocking any and everybody who don't respect people.
the lack of respect for women. Yeah. I don't know. Because, all right, this is off topic, but I don't know if you guys experience it, but like you would want somebody that's pro-black, right? But like
Hold up.
when you talk to niggas that are really pro-black, it's not like it'd be very left. Like I'm like, it's giving Hotep, and that's we just had at this
If
point.
you call
if
me
you're hearing
queen,
if you're hearing this episode, you've heard our Hotep episode with our good girl Allie Brown, so make sure you check that out. But
if you call me queen and I don't know you, in theory it should be a compliment, but it just feels Hotepish.
I don't know. There's more I talk to people that are like down
I
for
feel like
the cause.
it doesn't really feel very
When they're-
genuine yet because like
what I think it is,
I don't know.
When I've heard like guys talk about like, oh, I hate white women, it just the black guys that do that, for something about that is like,
Why? It's off-putting.
and I would want them to prefer black women, but it's just it
You don't
comes
have
off,
to hate somebody.
I feel like
to
you could
have
just say, I date
preferences.
black women.
Yeah, I think that's what it
Yeah.
is. You don't what you said it best, Kennedy. You don't gotta like hate them because it's like it's the same thing. But we actually talked about this. This is one of our TED Talks. This was a TikTok we saw. It's like essentially when people say that they like black women, it's kind of like a coming out because it's so normal. Like the standard is to not
like them. Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, oh, but I also date black women. Like,
Yeah.
so it's hard. It's ghetto.
But we decided that we're going to end on some nice notes. So we're going to give out some nice kudos to some men. Want to start with
Nope.
your surprise today?
Nope.
You don't want to talk about that one at all, or we just
You can go first.
okay? I went on a date about maybe a week or two ago. He bought flowers. They were happened to be my favorite ones, and red roses. Just in case anyone else is going to take me on a date later and wants to know.
What are your favorite flowers, Kennedy?
I like calla lilies.
Ooh. I like tulips
Yeah, so they were.
and lilies.
That makes sense. So they were red roses, and he brought them. He was on time. It was just really sweet. I think what I liked even more is that they were like, just because it was a first date, but it was just because we were walking to the date because I live by the harbor, and it was just a short walk to where we were going. And people were like, "Oh, okay, that's really nice." Like it's interesting to me how uncommon it is that people were stopping. Like at least 6 people stopped to say something either to him or to me about it.
And you don't see it a lot, and that's
We got
something on
So
its own.
you like the style?
that's cute.
all right. Well, something else that I feel like I like that, and I thought that was sweet, and I like
That
him.
wasn't my
he,
question.
He's a love bomber, and I feel I don't know if we've
What does
talked
that
about
mean?
that before. We talked about it in our I Do episode, the episode that's
Yeah.
doing numbers. We talked about it. Go ahead, Carson.
Essentially, that's like when you're first meeting somebody and they're just showering you with affection. And then what happens is inevitably it stops, and you kind of get in this cyclical situation because the most addicting thing is an inconsistent reward.
Yeah.
So it's like they're like just giving it to you straight off the bat, strong. I feel like he was trying to secure a
Shut
green
the fuck
card.
up.
Don't play that.
So
Don't play him.
he hasn't let up yet. So, and I honestly feel kind of bad. So I actually think that I like love bombing. Like I like the attention and interest, or at least I thought I did. And now it's just like, it became almost a turnoff. So the first day I met him, he said something, I think I left, and he was like, I left like a public place where we met at. He said something like, be safe today. And I was like, okay, that's nice. And then he said, yeah, because I care about you already and I always will. That was the moment I was,
creeped me out.
yeah, that was kind of creepy. I was like, okay. Yeah, it was weird. But the flowers are nice. Honestly, so he's Caribbean. I won't say what country he's from. But basically he was like, American girls have such low standards. And honestly, after he didn't actually, he's a nice guy, so he didn't actually say in those words. I was like, that's what I got. I'm like, you're right. Honestly, you're right.
I feel like not necessarily. I think we get treated differently.
We do.
Especially with people, they have this expectation, and it's like like you said about, we kind of talked about, Black women and how a lot of times men treat other women of different races just off the bat differently. I think it's the same thing. Like, we're not treated like, oh, if you were to go somewhere and be like, oh, I'm American. It's like, oh.
And not the first time I heard that, though. Not the first time that I've talked to someone who's not from here and said, yeah, y'all, they're low. Like, in general, like, they're low.
I feel like for some reason, we're like
the things we accept.
Because we get so little. So, you're grasping for straws. But, like, I mean, I hear you, and I wish we would change that, but
yeah,
I just don't feel like it's the fault of Black women.
All right, y'all. From that, I'm getting that we need to do more international trips, and y'all know I'm always ready for that. So
we must.
Well, all right. Well, what I really would need is a bag. 'Cause I'm trying to go to Europe.
Ooh. Okay.
Right.
I feel like I'm still in tropical places.
I will go
maybe
anywhere.
I'm a little basic.
Anywhere.
Well, tropical places are nice.
I would
but I'm
take
saying,
plane
I feel like we're at the other half of 20s. You gotta put some other stuff on there.
How many?
Because honestly, tropical, you could do tropical like monthly. Like if you budget it right, like you can do that.
Yeah. Let's go where?
Yeah, we can do that. But Europe, that shit, you got to plan for.
You got to plan for that.
Strategically for that.
Yes.
But I will say I'm happy for that experience. I'm like, because I think I was talking to someone else and was like, yeah, this ain't it.
What's not it?
Like the differences
America?
between like no LOL, like the differences in interaction. Like that's someone who like went on a date, like planned the date. Now he's not from here, and still found a way to like make it happen. Why? Because he wanted to.
Do you like him?
Another caveat that I'm realizing. We said this before though. We had a conversation. And it's like I think I like
you guys has not answered the question.
She hasn't.
I like who I like. That other stuff is nice and it's extra. Yeah, I feel like you be trying to play me, but like you be trying to act like, oh, you don't like nice guys, and that's not it. I like guys that act. her face right now. Like, I like guys that I actually like, and then that stuff matters. Look, when you go ahead and because now you definitely got to tell what happens to you today. I'm going to ask you the same fucking question.
Okay.
Do you like him?
She said, all right.
And I feel like the problem is just because someone did something nice to me doesn't mean I have to like them.
Well, yes, that is true.
That's true.
That's
Very true. And I think that often
and that's
gets
the
dropped.
habit I have to get out of. Like that was
yes.
really sweet. And honestly, what it just reminded me is that like, just
you
somebody will meet whatever.
Yeah, somebody can do this for me.
And if somebody
I like
who you're not interested in, like it's okay if someone who you're not super interested in can do it for you. Like someone who is, more your type, more who you're interested in can too. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
What's somebody's nice?
You don't wanna?
I mean, somebody offered to take me to Target because my feelings were hurt.
Yo, a Target run can get expensive real quick.
Right?
It can.
But
That's
he's
a
the same
big
person
commitment.
That is.
I just don't see it for them at all. And he fucked up my window, so I'm tempted to drive back so he can fix it, but I don't know. And what she's speaking about.
Yeah, because I'm just waiting.
She wants to. You damn near just want to say it.
No, go for it. Go for it.
All right. So this is somebody I have some history with, like 2 or 3 years ago. We talked. We went out before, But I mean, I'm still on the thing where I'm not ready for a serious relationship, and so most of the time I'm like, look, it's not you, it's me. So I hadn't hit them up in a while because of that. And I forgot, they hit me one time, we kind of texted, but I've been, in a funkadoodle mood. I haven't really been, in a great space.
What a word.
That's what my mom used to ask my sister, because she's not a morning. She's like, are you in a good mood or are you in a funkadoodle mood? She'd be like,
oh, that's such a mom word.
Funkadoodle.
Oh.
So I have been kind of down, and so I haven't really been responding. And so he's like, he just got a house and he was excited. And I was excited for him. So he hit me up. Like I said, I really haven't responded to anybody. So I finally responded earlier today. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, what? Your phone not on or something? And so I'm like, nah, even though it is. He was like, oh, I mean, I got you or blah, blah, blah. He was like, and then he asked how much the bill is. And I was like, $50. But I don't pay my phone bill, so was like, oh, you might get $50. Like that's cool.
Because
That's
I mean,
tight.
shoot,
Right?
shoot.
So what ended up happening is he ended up sending me money, but he sent me more than $50. And I was like, this nigga just cash out me to
Talk
yeah.
over $100.
Child, and I mean I called him and he just wanted to kink in. We might go to brunch tomorrow.
I mean, that's better than what you woke up with this morning.
Right? The thing is, the last time I went to brunch, I told my mom how much it was. She was like, because we went to Miss Shirley's and I got like something, and it was like market price. And he was like, you did that, and I was like, well, shit, don't ask me. Don't say I can give what I want. But I don't know, like.
When you take someone out, you should be prepared to spend. But I've heard
I mean, when you go
it's
to the place, I feel like
tacky.
you should look at the menu to see if you can
Yeah.
afford what's
Yeah,
on
and
it.
that's why men pick where you're going so you can budget
I think
accordingly.
that's appropriate.
I've heard it's like tacky, like don't order the most expensive thing on the menu. But what if that's what I wanted?
I mean, I try not to, but like,
But
if I
like-
told you I wanted crab cakes and you say we're gonna go here for crab cakes,
That's what
he
I'm
didn't
getting.
seem like he had an issue.
Cause men who have it don't.
Yeah, so I mean,
And
it
even
was
They see it
cool.
as an investment.
yeah.
The only thing is, like, I'm like, dang, now I gotta make sure I text him back.
Well,
He
I will
just paid
say
my phone bill.
Yeah, your phone bill, quote unquote. Yeah,
I mean, but I don't mind hanging out with him. It's my issue with him
The
isn't.
obligation.
It's not even like I just like my money's funny. I don't feel good about that. I don't really want to like talk. I'm not trying to date. So like we're gonna do this dance for like 3 weeks and we're gonna be back at the same point of I'm not there.
I feel like if you were honest and you told someone that though, and they keep pursuing you, anything that happens after that is on them.
Yeah. But I mean I've told him like I'm just not in that space. That's not what I want to do. Blah blah blah.
If you were honest, how many dates do you go on before you stop now? Like when you know, I don't think it's a match.
I mean, probably like 1 or 2. But I need him to fix my window, so we might have to go out again. 'Cause
1 or
like,
2, that's what you're sticking with.
I don't know. Probably like 1 or 2. It depends on the person. Like, because people, even though you're not like attracted to them, they are a nice person.
Yeah.
They've got good
You
conversation.
don't just have to date.
And then I feel like, as humans, we want interaction
Company,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. It's just,
you know,
you
a man
got-
is not taking you out just to take you out.
that's the thing. And, you be trying
It's
it, and I don't
very
want to
rare.
try it.
Yeah, it's
And then it's so I think that at that point, I've got to, fall back. But
you better than me. I had 3.
But I have no issue like blocking somebody. Like I block you while we talking before I leave. When I get in my car, all right, I'm gonna make sure I'll let you know when I get home. Block. Like I ain't no issue.
All right, Kenny, how about you? How many times you go on a date with someone before it's just like this ain't it? This ain't it. And to be fair, you kind of knew this probably won't be it.
Before
From
you
the-
went out,
yeah.
How many?
Probably 2.
yeah.
But it depends, because like it can be 1.
Yeah, it definitely can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I'm real quick to just stay at home. So
I was gonna say dating is like my biggest thing is people really just don't have like conversations that well. But I feel like what works for some reason niggas want to talk to me.
I see they willing to pay for it.
Right. At this point, I just try to ask them questions.
Up your prices.
that feels like an interview.
I feel that though. At some point, it does, especially when they're really short. It's like, why are we here?
The best conversations are when you like forget all the questions you had and you're just in a conversation.
Yeah, and it just keeps
Just
flowing.
You don't have to have.
Yeah, you don't have like a list. Girl,
'Cause I usually
the
go with my list. I usually
The
go
list
with
is
my
like an
list.
outline, and then we'll go from there. But
But it's not a presentation. I shouldn't need an outline. It should just go.
It should flow.
ideally, right? But you still have something like, all right, if there's just a lull in conversation.
Well, I mean, I think
pull that out.
it depends on like, I feel like the conversation should start based off of how the interaction first starts. So like, what did you first want to talk to me about? Like when you call somebody, there's usually a point. And if
I
there isn't a
realize-
point and you just sitting on the phone with all this dead space, like I feel like you should call me with some type of intention, not just to.
Well, I
just
realize when I
to
call people, I
spend
just
time.
start talking.
A little bit.
Not a
All right, so
bitch.
That's where they all start.
Boom. All right. So boom.
Yeah.
Bitch, guess what? It wasn't until I talked to my sister. She was like, "Yeah, I knew it wasn't you because my brother apparently when he calls, he says hi first." And I just start talking, and I realize I do. So, hey guys. I don't even know what we're gonna call this. We were just, it's that time of the month.
It's that time of the month.
We just talking about what's been going on. All right, this is cute. Bye.